6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Hassan Gilani. First, the headlines. Prime Minister says the government is taking all possible steps to control inflation. Minister for Power has said power supply situation will be better this summer as compared to previous year. The federal government has started preparing a business plan for Radio Pakistan. Foreign Minister, in separate meetings with Iranian and Saudi ambassadors in Islamabad, has termed restoration of diplomatic ties between the two countries as highly significant for regional peace. Constitutional and legal experts have termed the 1973 Constitution as a comprehensive document to run the affairs of state and society. Pakistan has expressed strong indignation over India's decision to hold G20 Tourism Working Group meeting in Srinagar. In Myanmar, at least 53 people have been killed in military airstrikes in Sagagain region. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif says government is taking all possible steps to control inflation. He gave the remarks during his visit to free flour distribution centers in Faisalabad today. The Prime Minister said free flour bags are being provided to the low-income people for the first time in the history of the country. He said the provision of free flour bags across Punjab under the special Ramazan package will help reduce burden of inflation on deserving people. The Prime Minister directed the district administration to ensure hassle-free supply of free flour bags to the deserving people. He visited free flour distribution centers established at Iqbal Stadium and Hockey Stadium in the city and inspected the flour bags distribution process. The Prime Minister issued directions to provide free flour to the aged and sick people on priority basis. He expressed satisfaction over the arrangements and smooth process of flour distribution. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif says sincere efforts are underway to revive the economy. In a series of tweets on the occasion of completion of 1 year of his government, the Prime Minister said despite economic landmines laid by the PTI government, disruptions in global fuel and food supply lines, Pakistan's economy has continued to stay afloat. Prime Minister said all predictions of default have turned out to be false alarms. He said the coalition government is trying its best to repair and rebuild Pakistan's diplomatic relations that were dealt a severe blow by Imran Khan's regime. The Prime Minister said the government has succeeded in establishing Pakistan's credibility as a partner and friend over the last 1 year. Minister for Power Khurram Dastagir has said the power supply situation will be better this summer as compared to the previous year due to better strategy of the government. Addressing a news conference in Islamabad today, he said 2,000 megawatts of electricity has been added to the national grid through the use of thermal, which will bring down the prices of electricity. The minister said the bidding for the first solar project is taking place on 7th of next month. The federal government has started preparing a business plan for Radio Pakistan. This was stated by Minister for Information and Broadcasting Maryam Aurangzeb while speaking at a meeting of the Senate's Standing Committee on Information and Broadcasting in Islamabad with the chairman of the committee, Senator Faisal Javed, in the chair. She informed the meeting that the Director General Radio Pakistan has prepared the plan, but it has not been fully submitted to the ministry yet. Maryam Aurangzeb said 4 state-of-the-art podcast studios have been established in Radio Pakistan. She invited the committee members to visit Radio Pakistan to personally see these podcast studios. Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari says restoration of diplomatic relations between Saudi Arabia and Iran is highly significant for peace in the region. He was talking to Ambassador of Saudi Arabia to Pakistan, Nawaf bin Saeed Al Maliki, who called on him in Islamabad today. Bilateral relations between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia were discussed in the meeting. The Foreign Minister thanked the Saudi leadership for supporting Pakistan in every difficult hour and expressed his best wishes for the Saudi leadership. On the other hand, while talking to outgoing ambassador of Iran to Pakistan, Sayyid Muhammad Al-Husseini in Islamabad today, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari underscored the importance of Pakistan that attaches to its relations with Iran in all fields. He appreciated Sayyid Ali Husseini's services for promoting Pakistan-Iran relations during his posting in Pakistan. Meanwhile, Canadian High Commissioner to Pakistan, Leslie Scallon, has also called on Foreign Minister in Islamabad today. On this occasion, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari emphasized on enhancing bilateral cooperation in trade and investment between Pakistan and Canada. Constitutional and legal experts have termed the Constitution of Pakistan 1973 as a comprehensive and well-framed document to run the affairs of state and the society in a balanced manner. Taking part in a special program of Radio Pakistan's Current Affairs Channel, former Attorney General Shah Khawar said the Constitution represents all communities and provinces and reflects harmony among all federating units. He said the Constitution was framed with consensus among all political parties and it ensures rights of all people. This is Radio Pakistan. Azad Jammu and Kashmir Prime Minister Sardar Tanveer Ilyas has been disqualified from his office after he was sentenced in a contempt of court case. Azad Jammu and Kashmir High Court, after a brief hearing of a contempt notice today, awarded Sardar Tanveer Ilyas imprisonment till the rising of the court. Sardar Tanveer Ilyas appeared before a full bench of the High Court on a contempt notice and tendered unconditional apology for his contemptuous speech, but the court announced the brief order disqualifying him from the office. The Supreme Court can review the High Court's order on his appeal. Pakistan has expressed strong indignation over India's decision to hold the G20 Tourism Working Group meeting in Srinagar. In a statement today, Foreign Office spokesperson Mumtaz Zahra Baloch said scheduling of two other meetings of a consultative forum on youth affairs in Leh and Srinagar in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir is equally disconcerting. The spokesperson said India's irresponsible move is the latest in a series of self-serving measures to perpetuate its illegal occupation of Jammu and Kashmir in sheer disregard of UN Security Council resolutions. She said Pakistan strongly condemns these moves. All Parties Hurriyat Conference has reiterated its call for a boycott of the G20 summit in Srinagar. All APHC leaders in a meeting in Srinagar drew the attention of G20 countries towards atrocities by Indian troops on innocent people of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, saying these brutal activities are enough to say no to the event in Srinagar. They said G20 nations shall not forget that India is committing serious crimes against humanity in a UN-recognized occupied territory. They said summit will undermine the UN's credibility and raise questions over the group's adherence to democratic credentials. In Myanmar, at least 53 people have been killed in airstrikes conducted by military-targeted Pa Zi-gai village in Sagaing region. The deaths include at least 15 women and a number of children. Myanmar military has increasingly used airstrikes against their opponents since they seized power in February 2021. The United Nations has welcomed peace talks in Yemen, saying the move is a step towards de-escalation of tensions in the region. Briefing media in New York, UN spokesman Stephanie Dujarric said significant progress had been made to end the conflict in Yemen. And finally, the weather. Dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while hot in central and southern parts during the next 12 hours. And now the headlines once again. Prime Minister says the government is taking all possible steps to control inflation. Minister for Power has said the power supply situation will be better this summer as compared to previous year. The federal government has started preparing a business plan for Radio Pakistan. Foreign Minister in separate meetings with Iranian and Saudi ambassadors in Islamabad has termed restoration of diplomatic ties between the two countries as highly significant for regional peace. Constitutional and legal experts have termed the 1973 Constitution as a comprehensive document to run affairs of the state and society. Pakistan has expressed strong indignation over India's decision to hold G20 Tourism Working Group meeting in Srinagar. And this is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.